Hello everyone and hi, good day. My name is Nursufiah from University Malaysia Kelantan, and today I would like to share our new proposed quantitative assessment or equation for CRI, and our title would be Modified Quantitative Assessment Tools for Assessing the Geoheritage Potential of Bukit Panau, Tanah Merah, Kelantan. So as a background, this Bukit Panau is actually located between Tanah Merah and Pasir Mas. This very isolated hills or unique hills is located in the flat plain, not flat, is flat plain deposit, where if you can see in Tanah Merah and also Pasir Mas, there's only flat deposition, right? The topography of that area is only flat, and suddenly there's a hills, the isolated hills, that will be the Bukit Panau. So this Bukit Panau is actually becoming a attraction for especially for the hikers and also nature photographers in Tanah Merah. So in terms of in order to identify this geoheritage potential of Bukit Panau, we actually assess this geoheritage potential using three phases, which is the qualitative assessment, quantitative assessment, and also evaluation. And today for the CRI, we only want to focus only one design, where the quantitative assessment, where this one we want to propose a new equation method or a new innovation for assessing the tools, assessing the geoheritage potential in small scale area. Okay, so if you can see in the slide, there's a word like geosite. Geosite, bear in your mind, geosite is actually the area that have a geoheritage value or can become a geotourism site, right? Okay, as I mentioned before, the study area is located in Kelantan actually, between Tanah Merah and Pasir Mas. This red box is actually the area, and it's actually the rocks that compose in that form this hill is actually composed of igneous rock and sedimentary rock. In geology itself, this sedimentary rock and also igneous rock is actually different types of rock. You know, this two is very different in terms of the formation, in terms of the features, and also in terms of the nature of these rocks. So that's why this Bukit Panau is very what we call is very attractive, because the formation of this Bukit Panau itself, the rocks that compose in the Bukit Panau itself is very different from other hills that have in Malaysia. Okay, and the other thing that very important for the for Bukit Panau is because we know in geology, we know that the igneous rock and also sedimentary rock is two different type of rocks, and because of that, there's a unconformity. Is still arguable, but there's a unconformity or non-conformity that actually become the contact between these two types of rocks. So that thing is still arguable, right? Okay, I don't want to share lots about geology. What I want to share is what we actually come out with the quantitative assessment, where we actually propose a new equation actually for the assessing this quantitative assessment for this geoheritage potential of Bukit Panau. Okay, so this innovation, we can call it as innovation or a new method, is actually a combination. We have few steps here, 4 steps for the quantitative assessment here. This few steps is actually the we would like to emphasize only the third phases actually. That's the novelty, or that will be our new method or innovation for this assessing or quantitative assessment tools. Okay, so geoheritage as a little bit of introduction of geoheritage research is actually it it's actually had been introduced during 80th century, and recently this concept is emerging, where we can see that there's a lots of geopark and people are trying to go for the geotourism whatsoever, and UNESCO as well. They're trying to preserve the place, and right now currently we have 177 geopark that accredited by the UNESCO around our world, from about 46 countries that contribute with the geopark, okay, that under UNESCO. And there's a lots of in Malaysia itself, we also have another geopark that not really under UNESCO yet, but it's a small geopark. For example, the Kinta Village geopark, Mersing geopark, and etc. Okay, I don't want to talk a lot about that things. So right now, I would like to share the quantitative assessment, or the tools that we actually, the method that we actually come out with. Okay, so the first one is identifying the criteria of geoheritage, or geoheritage of the study area. So we actually come across with the scientific value, aesthetic value, recreational value, cultural value, and also ecological value. These parameters or criteria is actually we take it from the combination from two study, where they actually focus on a big scale. However, our study is only a small scale area, but most of the study they focus on the area that have, for example, they focus on the geopark area, where the geopark itself, they have a lots of geosite inside the geopark. But because that's why we come out with this idea, or this method, because we want to focus on the small scale area. For example, on the Bukit Bocor, only one geosite, for example. And this criteria is actually the combination. And the thing that we actually think, because there's a lots of other criteria that can be put under the scientific value, aesthetic value, etc. But we only focus on the criteria that we think really important for this small scale area. Okay, then after we identifying the criteria, we came to rating all the criteria that present in this study area. So we come with the bar scale, bar chart here for scientific value, recreational, aesthetic, ecological, and cultural value. And then what we want to emphasize here, is actually the calculation. This one is the new thing that we actually come across, okay, that we actually do. We actually did. So the equation of geoheritage potential that occurred in the Bukit Panau. So we came across with the new equation, which is GP equals to 0.45 scientific value plus 0.15 aesthetic value plus 0.2 recreational value plus 0.1 cultural value plus 0.1 ecological value divided by 19. 19 is actually because the sum of all these elements, and times by 100. So by that, we actually can get the percentage of the geopotential that occur in certain area. But in this case, is Bukit Panau. So as the result from this study area, the geoheritage potential is actually high, which is in here, I forgot to put the ranking that we actually put. Where the ranking is like the low ranking of geoheritage potential is lower than 25%, and 26 to 74 is the moderate, and the high is more than 75%. So by calculating all the criteria, all the rate that we already get from this area, we actually came across with and using the equation, the new equation, the proposed equation here, we get the value of the geoheritage potential here is 75%, which is show a high potential of geoheritage. Okay, so the novelty of this study is actually we came across with a new equation, the darker pink color compared to other, that had been introduced in this research, where this equation is used for calculating the overall geoheritage value in terms of percentage. This is different from other researcher because it's more focused on the small scale, like I mentioned before. So the advantage of this proposed quantitative assessment, especially the equation, is actually we want to focus on the small scale area or small area because, for example, our geology student, geoscience student, is actually during the final year project, they focus on the specification of their study, their research, and then a few of them will doing the geoheritage things. So compared to other researchers that that actually have been done, the previous research is actually they focus on the large area or large scale of of area. For example, like I mentioned, the geopark area. So under the geopark, of course, we have lots of geosite, right? But in this case, we only want to focus on the small area and focus area, one geosite. So that's why we come out with this equation, where this is more focused and also only focus on the important criteria or important heritage value. Okay, another advantage of this assessment or this new equation is we can actually from the equation we can assess the geoheritage potential, of course, of this geosite. Indirectly, we can actually propose geotourism planning for the for Bukit Panau in general, where we already know that Bukit Panau is one of the attraction or recreational area, but from the study we can actually propose to the authorities that this place can be a good geotourism site, and also we can suggest that we the needs of there will be a needs to conserve or geoconserve this area from damage. Okay, I would like to emphasize a little bit about the equation, which is our main thing in the CRI here, where this geoheritage potential that we propose here, the equation is actually divided into several values or criteria, where we give the ratio of all the criteria based on the importance of the criteria. For example, most of the geoheritage or geosite is actually have a lot of just scientific value. So we give the ratio of 0.45 for the scientific value. And also because this area is already considered as recreational area, so we give another higher value for the recreational value, 0.2, and 0.5 for aesthetic, 0.15 for the aesthetic value, as the aesthetic value is to assess how appealing that area, where we think that this area is appealing, but it's not really appealing like a very unique, but it's unique, but it's not really attractive for the non hikers, for example. And then for the cultural and ecological value, we give the ratio of 0.1 because we think that this area might be have a little bit of this element in terms of cultural and ecology. So that's all I think for my sharing today. I hope you really understand what I'm trying to say here, what the novelty of this and what the importance of this assessment, and what the importance of this equation, the new equation for our, not only for the student, not only for the geoscience, but it's actually can contribute by doing this assessment and using this calculation. It actually can contribute for the committee, as in we can propose it as the geo site or geotourism site, where indirectly it can increase the income generation for the local people and attract lots of other tourists other than Kelantanese maybe, and also maybe can attract another tourist from maybe overseas by the presence of the this study. Okay, so that's all from me. Thank you very